And we're live.
You're live from multiple locations.
Matt in the Stout Sportsmen studio.
Yes, and I did not paint that on the wall behind me. That is the new green screen that I got put up, so I can pretty much put up whatever I want behind me. So I figure for the first time I would do the Stout Sportsman logo ish. That's one of the first renditions. I'm not sure. I don't think that's what. Is that what we have on the t-shirts?
1 second.
No. Yeah, we should probably be wearing our Stout Sportsman t-shirts while we're on air, right? Yeah, I think it is. It's just a bigger font.
Yeah,
a bold on the lettering.
Yep. Pretty close and as good as you're gonna get on a t-shirt for this quality.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So we're just gonna hang out for a few minutes and see if anybody shows up to watch the big game.
The big game.
But yeah, basically tonight we're just gonna talk a little bit about the debacle of St. John's
and the delay of Chickamauga.
Yes, the delay. I'm kind of glad that they are delaying it. You know, just with the conditions and what's going on down there, it makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say it also. I think going into it, a lot of the guys talked about how they've never been there that early.
Right.
So it was going to be kind of different. So maybe now, maybe now it'll be a little bit more chicky than what guys are used to. Although I guess they've caught some big ones down there in like the last couple months.
Good. So I mean, March 19th through the 22nd, that's going to be more. That's probably still a little bit early for spawn. We'll probably be getting pre-spawn. I would think.
I will. I'll actually get to watch a lot of it. That is the weekend Kim is having her surgery, so
okay.
I'll be off.
Yeah, you'll be off. Good. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's always to me. It's always more interesting when the elites or any bass series is fishing a fishery that myself or we have fished together.
Yes.
So it's I definitely like to watch it a lot closer, especially the Bassmaster Live, just to kind of see what they're using, where they are, and just trying to pick up locations that they're at. So next time I go or we go, we can try and hit that up.
I have to watch the Cayuga one back a little bit. Because I know they were definitely fishing different spots than what we normally were. So
yeah, they were fishing a lot more offshore there too, I believe. Cayuga. Yep.
All right, I'm going to show you what I got today. And it's a little preview of some videos I'll be making in the near future.
Battleborn looks like a battery.
Yep.
It doesn't look very heavy either.
33 pounds. 33 pounds is what FedEx calls it.
I got one of my trolling motor batteries like 5 feet away from me. I can grab it. I'll probably be struggling to hold it up. I think those are like 65, 70 pounds each.
Yeah. So I'll be dropping an entire trolling motor battery worth of weight.
Yeah. Oh, that's huge. So now you might be able to do what? 30, 37, 38 miles an hour?
No. I think we were 32, 33 range this last year, Kim and I. But I'm also running a 4-blade now that gets us up a little quicker.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much top end.
Yep. I noticed I put the prop that was on my boat, I could get about 29, maybe 30 miles an hour out of, and then I switched down to something I think with a little bit more out of the hole, and I'm only getting about 27. Or the original prop I think was more top end.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure.
I do like the hole shot.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
especially
that you get 3 or 4 people in the boat and it gets a little doggish. You've been there.
Right. Yes, I have.
So be able to get out of the hole a little quicker, definitely, definitely better. All right. Well,
I don't see anybody in. Do you?
Nope.
All right. Well,
let's do our show. Oh,
yeah, might as well.
Wait, we have one. We do have somebody. Comments. Oh. Live viewers. It says 1 for Stout Sportsmen. 1 for the YouTube channel. I'm not seeing anybody in the chat window. Oh.
That's me. I was just checking to make sure it was working, so that was me. Hey, y'all.
Creating our own users.
Right.
Chinese have nothing on us.
Right.
All right, let's talk a little St. John's and
yeah. It was just it was weird. I woke up Thursday morning, and I got to work, and one of the first things I do is turn the computer on to go on and do my Bassmaster sweepstakes signups like I do every morning at work. And I noticed that there was no fishing going on, so I was kind of curious. Did a little reading and found out there was some weather delays for winds and whatnot. I was a little disappointed.
Yeah.
And then once again Friday morning I get to work, do the same thing, and once again delayed. So I think a lot of people's thoughts at that point were, now what's going to happen? Are they going to fish 4 days still? Are they going to do 3 days? Because with Chickamauga, it was supposed to be the following weekend, this coming weekend, and I was kind of curious how that was going to work out time-wise for the guys getting over there and getting their practice in.
Yeah, hindsight now is they could have fished Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
They canceled Chickamauga.
Right.
But
it is what it is. I think as a whole, when it comes to the whole group of anglers there, no matter what bucket, I think a good majority of us were kind of thrown for a little bit of a loop. I think a lot of us based our picks off of hunches or who maybe have done well last year, and I think everything just got thrown out the window, especially with the weather and not fishing Thursday or Friday compared to Tuesday, Wednesday practice. I think where they had found fish or thought was a good place totally changed by Saturday morning.
Yeah. Past performances did not equal.
No,
especially in fishing.
Right.
I will say that's only there's a rule breaker on that. It's called John Cox at Chickamauga.
Mm-hmm.
He's I don't have his stats near me, but they call him the ATM for Chickamauga. Like he wins or finishes really well there.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
I'm sure Mr. Jake Wheeler, I'm sure his stats are pretty good on that lake too. Although he's not in Elite Series this year again, but
yeah. But we know where Mr. Wheeler likes to eat his Mexican food.
Yes, we do. Yeah, Scott and I, the last time we were fishing down there, we went out to. Should we give him a shout out to the restaurant?
Sure.
Yeah, we were eating at Amigos, which is what's the name of the little marina there?
It is the something Cove.
Island Cove Marina.
Island Cove, yes.
Yeah. So that's where we were, and it's a great little marina. Little motels up on the hillside. And when I mean hillside, I mean hillside. But yeah, it's a nice little Mexican restaurant down there. Had the one night we stopped down there, had some drinks and some Mexican food, and Mr. Wheeler was sitting 3-4 tables away. So yeah, we weren't all goo goo gaga, celebrity crush on him or anything. We just let him do his thing.
Yeah, he slipped out pretty quick too.
Yeah, he did, and I think he had just gotten off the water too, because I'm pretty sure I saw his boat down closer to the launch.
Yep. Yeah, that was his.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, we actually have somebody watching. J Pupnia 78.
All right. Illinois. Awesome.
Yep.
Oh, so every time we reply, it's going to come up as Facebook and YouTube. Great.
Yeah, it happens.
But going back to St. John's, I think with them having Thursday, Friday off being delayed, I don't think they were probably allowed on the water anyways. I think that would, I don't know, I would assume that would be unfair practice. But it almost seemed like a lot of the guys had to basically Saturday morning was almost like practice again, going back out and trying to find the flow and where the fish move to.
Yeah, and I know they talk about a Florida fish are very finicky with the weather.
Right.
So
right.
Yeah, they definitely. What is it? JP.
Yeah. Nice, I like it. The one thing that kind of surprised me too, all 3 days of fishing, was the fact that there was a lot of guys that didn't catch fish, like no keepers. Even the final day on Monday, yesterday, was it Kennedy? I think it might have been Kennedy who had 0 fish. I don't get it,
Yeah, it's.
I've done it, but they're professionals. You should be able to catch a fish,
Yeah, I don't know if certain guys just, I don't know, they always call it go for broke, but
right, like Seth is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go for 5 and then go for broke.
Yeah, and I kind of saw that Monday morning too. There was somebody got 5 smallish keepers right off the get-go, I think, just to fill a bag and then start calling from there just to make sure you get 5 in.
Yeah,
which is kind of smart, especially if you're in the top 20. Just about every top 10 or so, there's just about every place is you're making money, so it makes sense just to get a quick bag if you can.
So JP Uppinya, how'd you finish? Let's see if see how he did.
Yeah, let me switch screens here and check it out. Hammer 78. Yeah, so how did you finish, Scott, while we're talking about that?
I finished 1 above our Stout Sportsman's pick.
I see that.
I finished 36th.
36th and Stout Sportsman 37th. Just to throw it out there, I pointed up 1,071, ended up in 14th place. My girlfriend Ann bested me in 13th place with 1,083. So I'm not going to hear the end of that for a little while.
Well, my wife finished in 11th in our group.
1,094 points.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And just above is Mr. Hammer 78, JP Uppinya.
Nice.
Finished 10th.
All right. Very good. Now the key is to be consistent without having a bomb out, like a bomb week.
Yeah.
Bomb, like bad bomb, because that'll kill you. I've had a few of those in the past. So I'm just happy that I'm sitting where I am. If I would have been down right around 942 points, I think I'd just write my season off already.
I thought I had a solid team. My team would have done well last year in this event,
right?
But they didn't do well this year.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, I mean, any given, it's like football, any given Sunday or whatever day they're playing, anybody can win. So
yep, exactly.
But next upcoming event is actually going to be the Classic, March 6th, 7th, and 8th, which is only going to be 3 days. So anybody watching this stream later on, just keep that in mind when you're trying to figure out your weights. 3 days is definitely different than 4. I put my lineup in already. It's probably going to change, but I just wanted to get something in there, and I have my weight right now set at, I think, 81 pounds 8 ounces. So I'm figuring Gunnersville is going to produce. I think I'm right about 27 pounds a day. So we'll see.
Yeah. JP says he did good last year, except he missed one event and was pissed.
Ooh, wow.
Matt did that once, or at least one fish.
Was that FLW a couple years, 2 years ago? I forget if it might have been. I think it might have been the very first week. I think I missed and just wasn't paying attention. But I would have done pretty well. I think the one FLW tournament, I think I ended up in like 58th place out of everybody who was in it on their website. So I didn't win anything though.
Their fantasy fishing was a little different strategy though.
You're based off of a salary cap, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you could load up with a bunch of hammers and then have a few nobodies and make out all right.
Yeah. Or if you're talking about St. John's, it would have been rubber mallets instead of hammers.
Yeah.
No disrespect to any of the anglers, but
yeah. So if you haven't heard, the Chickamauga has been canceled and moved to the 19th through the 22nd
of March. Yes.
That
is a 4-day tournament.
Yep.
And like Scott and I were talking earlier, I think just before you came on, JP, and it's going to be an event that I know myself and Scott probably are going to be heavily vested in because we've been and fished there twice. I think once in the spring, once in the fall, even though the fall was like 80 degrees. But it's just it's fun. It's fun to watch, especially on Bassmaster Live. It's a lot of fun watching guys fish somewhere where we've fished before. And, we're going to try and pick up tips and what they're using, what the weather conditions are, all that stuff.
Yeah, that fall when we went down to Chickamauga, the water temperature was warmer than we saw up here
in midsummer
in New York in midsummer. So
yeah.
We did have that guy the one morning that told us to stay warm.
Right. Yeah, I'd really like to try and get back down there sooner than later. I think our spring trip might be out this year, but who knows? We'll see what happens over the summer, and maybe we'll have to do a fall trip down there. Take the girls down if everybody can get time off.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Definitely also, guys, take a look at the buckets for the Classic. You're going to see some of the same names. You're going to see quite a few different names, especially as you get down to the D&E buckets. You're going to find that you see a lot of guys that you don't know. There's a lot of the guys in the E bucket don't even have pictures up on there, but those are guys that are, basically who qualified through, some of the open tournaments, stuff like that. But it's going to be kind of tough picking those bottom couple buckets for sure.
Yeah, definitely the E bucket. There's a few decent guys in D. And the E bucket is definitely going to be crapshoot.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm probably gonna do quite a bit of research, time permitting, on those guys just to see, who's fished there in tournaments and how they've fared. So,
The elites fished there last year, so
yeah, yep.
Mr. Hartman won.
Mr. Jamie Hartman, the Hammer.
The Hammer.
Yep. Yeah, he finished pretty well. What did he finish? Did he get top 10 this week? 14th maybe? I forget what, somewhere around there.
Yeah, he fished the final day, and he finished 14th.
Good.
Did you see the hogs caught on Eufaula today? I
didn't. I saw. As I was looking through Bassmaster, the website, I did see something about Eufaula, but I didn't click on anything to read it. It was a little busy at work, so.
Well, I think he's talking about Major League Fishing. They're
maybe it wasn't Bassmaster. Maybe it was something else I was looking at. I saw a headline somewhere and just didn't have time to look at it.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of it this year really. I followed last year a decent bit, but I don't know. This year I've been more invested in Bassmaster.
Yeah. Now, do they have the same format as last year, or did they change it up a little?
They did change the rule, and it's depending on what tournament they're at. Like this for Eufaula, they changed it to a 2-pound minimum.
Okay.
I know that's kind of changed the weights and made it a little bit more, a little closer.
Right.
The guys aren't catching 1-pounders.
Right, 31-pounders instead of.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I know Brian Thrift, the new guy, one of the new guys. He just crushing it. So
good.
He adapted well.
Yeah. That's good. I do see most of the guys in MLF are contracted in for, I think, 3 years?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think after this is year 2, I think after next year, I think we're going to see a little bit of an influx of guys back into the Elite Series. Yep. That's my opinion anyway. I see that happening.
I see a few more guys next year paying the money to get out.
Right.
But yeah, after the 3 years is up.
Yeah. So we had 2 deserters this year?
Yep. Polnick and Swindle.
Yep.
And I know they came back. They had their what do they call it? Not past champions provisional, but the legend status.
Right. Yeah, we're going with the NASCAR reference there. Past champion provisional.
Past champions mulligan.
Right.
But hey, I think was it Polnick? Polnick finished in the top 20 this weekend. So
yeah,
or yesterday. So he didn't do too bad.
And one of the guys that I'm kind of upset that he was on the cusp of getting put into my lineup, because I ended up changing my lineup. I think Wednesday evening. I had Jason Williamson originally in my lineup, and I swapped him out for Brandon Cobb. And the other guy that was right there was Kelly J. I almost put Kelly J in, and I'm like, no, I think Cobb's going to hit some homers, and I'm kicking myself now.
My strategy was to stay away from like the high owned percentage guys,
right?
Especially because I saw a lot of guys that had potential, and it kind of bit me a little bit. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it worked out great for some people. Johnny Bass in our group, he was first place with 1,244 points.
Let's see who he had. He had Cox, Patrick Walters, Clark Wendland, Steve Kennedy, and Buddy Gross.
Yeah. Were those all 5 in the top 20?
Nope.
4 out of 5?
4 out of the 5. John Cox was 33rd, and 10, 11, 16, and 20.
Yeah. And I had mentioned earlier too, before we went live, the overall best lineup for Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing was S. Willie J with 1,445 points. Now, all 5 of his guys were in the top 11. Actually, he had Prince, Walters, Jay, Welcher, and Gross. It's just a massive lineup right there. So he was either really good or he got really lucky.
Even the guy who finished second, Cook, Walters, Jay, Welcher, and Buddy Gross.
Mm-hmm.
He got 40 bonus points for big bag with Patrick Walters.
Yeah.
40 bonus points for biggest fish with Kyle Welcher, and I think 5 bonus points for Kelly J for leading a day. I think that's that 5 is.
Wow. What was Welcher's? Was that 10 pounds 2 ounces on day 2?
Yep.
Oof. That's a nice fish.
Actually, I think if you go to YouTube, Bassmasters has it up, the footage from that.
Yeah, I did watch that one. Yep. And he had that thing to the boat and in like less than a minute. It was like 30 seconds. Yeah, because he was fishing that shoreline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing the crane game.
Yep. But watching, I forget what it was. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. I was watching live, and they're hooking into like 2 pounders, 1.5 pounders, and they're just literally just flinging them into the boat. You know.
Yeah.
I had watched one guy. He set the hook, and he literally ripped the fish out of the water, and it went past the bow of the boat, back into the water on the other side. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yep. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's braid fishing.
Yeah, you can do that with braid, sure.
JP, I figure Welcher is going to do okay this year. Yeah, he's
for sure.
He's I think I saw an interview with him. I think it was a day or 2 ago. And he grew up in that Alabama, Tennessee,
okay, yep,
area, so he knows a lot of those lakes and rivers.
Well. Part of the TVA, the Tennessee Valley Authority.
Yep. So
there's rivers, reservoirs, all that. Yep, that's same thing with Cumberland that we fished.
Yeah,
I definitely would like to go back down there when the water levels are somewhat normal. That way I can catch more than 2 fish in 4 days.
Yeah, that trip.
So what are you drinking there, Scott?
I had some water.
Yeah.
And well, both my things are empty, but I had some espresso.
Oh, nice.
In my
any guesses what I got?
Ice.
What was I drinking at the wedding?
What were you drinking at the wedding? Dang it, Bobby.
We'll go with Johnny Walker Double Black.
Oh yeah.
And Coca-Cola. That's the last of the bottle too that I had that weekend. I'm surprised it lasted this long. Anything else you want to cover tonight or no?
I don't know. I know I learned a lot from this last week from
yeah, for sure. Yep.
I don't know if we learned anything as far as how guys are going to do this year. Probably not.
Yeah. I think St. John's is kind of threw everybody for a loop, you know, weather-wise, and I think, you know, the Classic is going to kind of reset the tone a little bit. and that's just for the guys fishing out. There's, a couple dozen guys that from the normal elite series that aren't even going to be in it fishing. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting going into Chickamauga, especially the guys that have 5-6 weeks off in between. So
yeah, definitely would like to go to the Classic one of these years.
Yeah,
the Expo, and maybe we can work that into a trip.
Yes. I was messaging earlier today with Larry, and he was saying, he's like, I think he said he had been to one Classic, and that's something that we should definitely put on our bucket list, that would be great. That'd be awesome. Just make a long weekend out of it.
Yeah. Hopefully, well, we'll see. We'll see where they have the Classics coming,
Yeah.
Definitely pick somewhere cool. I mean, it would have been cool to go to Gunnersville, but if I go to Gunnersville, I kind of want to put the boat.
I want to fish, right? I don't want to be catching their 8 and 10 pounders, But
see, JP Mueller as a shock to me. He's great, but that wasn't his cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's a good little rhyme there. Yeah, I mean, I saw Paul Mueller and said it's too far south for him, but he proved that he can fish anywhere, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of guys will surprise you, for sure.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. The one thing that really, really threw me off, there's 3 guys in particular that kind of baffled me with their how they finished. The Johnson brothers, Chris and Corey, and Chris Zaldane. I kind of watched them on Bass Track throughout the days, and I'm like, what's going on with these guys? I don't know.
I know. I picked Chris. I picked Chris Johnston,
Mm-hmm.
and I sat there, and I'm like, he was just down on the board, and I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't have like a
Right.
Maybe he doesn't have somebody in his boat doing the updates or something.
Right, out of cell range or something. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, just that. And I'm like, okay, getting towards the end of the day, and then after the weigh-in, I'm just like, dang it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So win some and you lose some.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see.
What'd be nice is to get a Classic. I usually they try and keep the Classic earlier in the season, from what I recall. But it would be nice to have one up on the St. Lawrence or Cayuga or somewhere up north-ish.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they try to keep it in March now. They used to have it during the summer.
Yeah.
And I know MLF is actually, they're not having their championship this year, the Red Crest.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be you qualify for the next year, and then they're moving it to March. So
okay,
I don't know. It's kind of a dick move, but
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But you never know. Maybe Bass will just give them the finger and say, yeah, okay, we'll do ours during the summer then.
Right.
I'd love to see like a spawning tournament up north here for those.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's one day in particular, and I know you know it too. But Scott and I were out on his boat up on Cayuga Lake, and Scott and I previously, just the 2 of us on the boat, had went over there and checked it out. And what is it? Anywhere from like 2 to 4 feet deep. Yep. It was clear water, sand and gravel. A little bit of some railroad size mixed in here and there, and there wasn't much going on. And the one day we took the girlfriends out, and we just hammered those fish for hours on end. That was a very fun day, very fun.
And we went almost an entire calendar year later. Was it last year we went?
I think so, yeah.
And it was just not.
So we caught fish, but they weren't as big, and there weren't as many. Yeah. I mean, that first day, that was the day after cousin Abe's wedding, right? That we went. That was the day we got on them. That was beginning of May.
Yes.
Or was it beginning of June?
Did we go twice?
We might have went twice
that year.
Yeah, I think we did.
Because we normally have gone Memorial Day weekend, and then we went an extra time for Abe's wedding.
Yeah.
Cousin's wedding. So
I mean, that day was fun. I mean, for up north fishing, and these were all largemouths that we caught spawning. But I mean, all four of us in the boat easily had bare minimum bag for each of us would have been 15 pounds, bare minimum. I think Ann and Kim probably were closer to 20 because they were the ones catching the big ones.
Yeah.
But they were the ones fishing more because we were the ones unhooking them and retying a lot of the stuff for them.
Yeah, I think that day made some fisherwomen. Let's say.
Yes. And especially for Ann, I think that was her first time fishing since she was real young. And we were kind of like, this probably isn't good because it's not always going to be like this. They didn't get to see those tough days where you fish for 8 or 10 hours and you get like 3 bites and you land 2. So I don't know, but I know they both still like fishing, so that's good, even though it's not really good to show your cards on the first time out with it, but
yeah,
but it made us look like superstars.
I can put you on fish. I just can't catch them for you.
Right, exactly. Yep.
We'll see. The last time I was at Cayuga was the last time we went. So
okay, that was
I don't know how it is now.
Was that spring, summertime? I forget.
It was Memorial Day weekend last year.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's right. When we didn't launch at the same place. We had to go further down because it was closed for a parade or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I think to use that launch, we have to get there a little bit earlier.
Right. Yeah, because there was a couple boat trailers or trucks and trailers there, so they must have got in just in time. Yep.
So.
All right.
I think that's pretty much it for tonight.
Yeah. We JP up in you 78. We appreciate you stopping in.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
One of these days we'll have a good crowd.
Yeah, sooner or later. I mean, even if it takes the remainder of this year to get more people into it, I mean, we talked about it before. It's definitely a niche thing that we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
And eventually, it might catch on, but that's what we're hoping for. So.
Yeah, I think we actually gained a bunch of viewers when the tournament was actually postponed.
Right.
I was looking at the stats for the last video, and that Thursday, Friday, I think we gained like another 10 or 15 views.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know if people were just getting the itch and started looking.
Yeah, for sure.
So when's the next tournament? The Classic? Was it the 6th?
The Classic is March 6th, 7th, and 8th, Guntersville, Alabama.
So we will probably do a video March 1st, 2nd, 3rd.
Yeah, probably. I'm assuming we'll probably just try and stick with Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So that would probably be March 4th then.
Either Sundays. Yeah, either Tuesdays or Sundays. Probably.
Right. Yep.
Depending on our schedules.
Right. Yep.
It works for me.
Yeah.
It works for you.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, things may change between now and then, but yeah, that's what we're looking at. Yep.
Well, thanks, JP. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming in, watching, taking time out of your day. All right.
I'm surprised that more fans don't do
absolutely
shows.
Yeah.
We were surprised too. We came up with this idea and we're like, hey, let's take a look and see. And there was like nobody doing anything.
Because I mean, like Scott and I occasionally will talk about different ideas for different videos or content we want to do, and I think you actually pretty much come up with the idea first, and I'm like, yeah, that's great. And you went and did a little bit of research, peeked around and on YouTube, and there's nobody really doing. I don't know if there was hardly anybody or if there's nobody else doing fantasy fishing.
There's one guy, I think he goes by B.A.S.S.
Okay. He has a group on Bassmaster on here.
Yeah, he also does.
Yep.
I think he does some stuff for Bassmaster too. He's
Okay.
on. He writes some articles, and I think he has a little show that he does. But it's just that's it. That's it for it. Other than what Bassmaster does.
Right.
So we're trying to do something for the peoples.
Yeah. So and it's fun for us too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're not making money at all doing any of this. At one point, we were before YouTube flipped the script on people, but
yeah,
sooner or later we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get some more people watching. Hey, if you're watching now, make sure you subscribe.
Right.
Actually, I did see that JP that Andrew Upshaw started doing his little show there. Yeah, since he's fishing the opens, trying to get into the elites. So him and I think it's him and Todd Castledine and what's the third guy? Why do I forget his name? Do you know who it was, JP? Actually, I follow this guy, or I subscribe to this guy. It is Bradley Hallman, Upshaw, and
Brad Hallman. Okay.
They all three of them have started doing YouTube a lot more, and they're in the open. They're fishing the opens, trying to get to the elites. Now that the FLW was bought by MLF, there's a lot of guys trying to get into the elites. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yep. All right. Well, subscribe. Let your friends know.
Yeah, word of mouth. Word of mouth goes a long way. Yep.
And you can also like us on Facebook. We have a Facebook, Stout Sportsmen's Facebook. But a lot of it we'd like to get onto YouTube just so we can get our subscribers up. We do post onto Facebook here and there. But we're
mostly you, because I don't know if I've done anything on our Facebook page, but
yeah, mostly me. But most of the time it's just updating when we release videos and when we're going live.
Mm-hmm.
That's most of it.
Yeah.
But it's most everything is going to be going to Facebook or to YouTube.
Yeah.
So come follow.
And very soon, Scott's going to have some new lighting.
Right now.
The green screen that I got behind me came with some extra lights. I don't need any more lights, so I'm gonna next time I'm up your way, I'm gonna drop those off to you, and hopefully that'll help brighten things up for you. I think that'll help anyway. Yeah. Why not?
You know, I should get some fishing fat heads made up. Just put them on.
Yeah, just a big ass largemouth, you know, pregnant lady up on the wall. Yeah.
We'll see. I think I'm going to get some of my my art or some of this art that we bought on our cruise.
On the cruise. Yeah. Yep.
Maybe we should get the. I do have the infamous picture.
Oh, that one. People don't need to see that.
We're framing that. We're putting that up in the spare bedroom. That's where I'm at now.
Okay, gotcha.
I just got to get a frame for everything that we have.
Yeah.
Framing things suck. So
yeah, it's not cheap.
Neither is the art. But
right.
It's neither here nor there.
Right.
All right.
All righty, man.
Close us out. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.